talk now to Kingsmill Bond, the energy strategist at the Rocky Mountain Institute. Kingsmill, welcome back. Good to see you. First of all, your reaction to this?
My first reaction is I'm uninspired. And Europe, instead of 10 years ago faking tests, we should have been having an industrial policy and getting into the electric vehicle sector. So it's uninspiring, shall we say. Do
you think there's any room here for negotiation, or is this the end of it?
No, there's clearly room for negotiation. This is a very long game. You know, we're replacing the old ICE system, electric vehicles. We're early in the game. China's ahead, Europe's behind. Europe's kind of doing its best to try and catch up, keeping Chinese vehicles out of the market. But there's a very clear and obvious solution, which is that China does what Europe did 20 years ago, and they put factories in Europe, and they build Chinese EVs in Europe and sell them in Europe. And I think that's where we'll eventually end up. I think this is teething trouble. It's not going to lead to a massive trade war.
Really? Because some commentators we've heard of are predicting a trade war.
No, it's early days, and there's so much to win on both sides. And from the European perspective, getting cheap Chinese electric vehicles is good. From the Chinese perspective, you know, having new markets also superior. We can learn. We could do what the Chinese did 20 years ago. We can learn from how they do it, and we can do it better ourselves.
Tariffs are, some might say, something of a blunderbuss approach, aren't they? I mean, if you think about it, United States and United Kingdom car makers, BMW in Germany, Mini in the UK, Lotus, the sports car manufacturer in the UK, and the US's Tesla, will all be caught up in this too.
Well, exactly, and that is the reason why sense is much more likely to prevail, because, of course, European companies sell cars in China, China sells cars here. There are many more interests which want a solution to this than those which want to escalate it.
Kingsmill, good to talk to you. Thanks very much for coming back on the programme. Kingsmill Bond, the energy strategist at Rocky Mountain Institute.